Welcome everyone. I'm really excited to show you this product. It has been in development since I was at RMAC and saw some of the struggles that went on with scoring some of their speed metal events and targets that were kind of laying up against the T-posts and stuff like that. And I thought there's got to be a better way. So PJ Clark is really the impetus behind this. He kept needling me. He's like, you got to come up with a better way. You got to come up with a better way. Well, I think it's right here. This right here is a spring wind that we call the T-poster. And this allows you to fit any length conduit you want to a standard piece of T-post. You can go get T-posts at Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's, farm supply stores, anywhere. I guarantee there's T-posts near you. I'm trying to get out of the business where I sell a bunch of heavy things because people invariably always complain about the shipping costs. This is cheap to ship and it allows you a whole palette of options on your range. So let's go ahead and set these T-posts and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Before we get to those T-posts, let's jazz up some conduit really quick with some of our new options for your conduit-based target frames. These are threaded inserts for the end of your conduit. These are threaded connectors. With these conduit connectors, allow you just screw a stud. You can cut off a bolt. I give you a set screw with these, give you plenty of room to work with. And all you have to do is drive it in the end of your conduit. Nice and straight. And as soon as you get the spring past the edge, it's good to go. Now we'll do another one. Take the bolt out. And now you can connect two pieces of conduit that you can take apart at will, reconnect, reconfigure, make any length you want. These joints are ridiculously strong. Not strong enough for me to do pull-ups on them, but it still feels like one solid pipe. So you can create any kind of range accoutrement you want with just a few pieces of EMT and our latest product, which is called the T-poster. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking right now. Why aren't you using a T-post driver? Truth is, I have one. Trouble is, I had a young fella helping me on the farm here last week, and I have no idea where the heck he left it, so I got to go on a search and rescue mission for it. But this hammer will work just fine. You don't really need to go all that far with these because, quite frankly, there's not a lot of force on them. It's not like you're trying to hold back a 1,200-pound horse or something. One thing you do want to try and do, you can use them in a single T-post arrangement and they work great. But the amount of overhang that you can support gets dramatically more when you get two T-posts right next to each other. This forms a structure that is remarkably strong and remarkably rigid. So we're going to put the clips on and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to start our clips just like this, and we're going to slide them down the T-post. We want to start from the bottom of the T-post and work our way up. Notice these two T-posts are not level, but the notches are. So you want to rest your conduit on these guys. Now that thing is really on there. It's not going anywhere. Let's get the next one set up and we'll hang some targets on them. Now these I'm going to show you from the back. So there's a short arm and a long arm. Set the short arm first, and to make it easier to put the long arm on, push in on this coil so it's as close to the T-post as possible. You can use a pair of pliers or a screwdriver if you don't have enough finger strength to get these on. But I'm telling you, they grip like nothing you've ever seen. It's crazy how strong they are. Once again, these are called the T-poster, and they are available on the Target Forge website, targetforge.net. Oop, I didn't get that tube in the right place. Yeah, these coils not only hold it against the T-post this way, they also constrict as they get set. So they really, really hold. You're not moving anything once you get them put on. There we have it. Now, if you haven't seen these yet, you're really living under a rock. These are our card sharks, and these are freaking amazing. They can turn a dollar store deck of cards into a whole pack of really inexpensive targets. So we're going to put these on, and then we're going to put on some Devil's Eyes, high energy, right on the end. Next, we're going to take our Devil's Eye high energy out of the package. We're going to save this lag bolt because who knows when we might want to actually use this on a tree or an old post. Then we're going to use a 1/4 bolt, just a regular 1/4 bolt. Now on the right hand side end fastener here, you might either want to check the torque on this fastener from time to time, or put a little blue Loctite on it, because it can come loose on you and you don't want your target getting all beat up, falling apart. That's it. Your Devil's Eye is installed. Let's do the other side. No thread locker needed on this side because the direction of the spinner is actually going to work to tighten the bolt. And now, the finishing touch. Let's drop some cards on this thing. So a pro tip with the card shark is you want to get the card as far into the coil as you can. It's just going to clamp all that much better. And I generally take the lower suits and use those for splitting cards. But look at that. Look at all those targets for pennies. I think the card shark is one of the most misunderstood values in air gunning today. That's how I feel about that product. I love it. I challenged a bunch of the world's best shooters at the Field Target Nationals in Morro Bay, California in 2021. I put a bunch of these out 30 yards and I said, I'll give you a discount at the table if you can hit them. And it took about 25 minutes and all of those cards were split, which taught me a lesson. Number one, people love to shoot cards. Number two, don't challenge a bunch of the world's best shooters and then give away a bunch of product. No, I'm kidding. I really loved giving those guys some product to play with, but what a hoot it was to see them tear it up. Oftentimes when I'm in a practice session, I will put a card out and I won't let myself finish the target practice until I've hit every suit symbol on the card. And at 30 yards, you know, that may take a little bit. Although with Freya, my new FX Crown, it's gotten a lot easier. But let's continue to build this target out. We're not done yet. Well, here we go, gang. We got a ton of Target Forge hardware on here. The world is your oyster. You can create any kind of target layout you want with these new elements that we're adding to the backyard range or the commercial range for that matter. I mean, this stuff is really, really tough. Tempered stainless steel wire, not going to rust up on you, not going to be damaged by pellet hits. There'll be no issues here. These are our hold'ems. They're going to do great for holding a single target where you want it, or if you want to throw a bunch of spacers in there, you can get yourself a whole bunch of steel in there. Here's your cards. You can light it up on those. I would also like to point out that the card shark can also be used as a stop for your target layout. So if you want to keep your targets from dancing around left or right, you can use these really easy. Just hold them like you would a bowstring, and you can move them back and forth, set them where you want them, and keep those spacers where they're supposed to be. In fact, that's one of the things I designed into that part, but it took so long to get them that I actually came out with these in the interim. But they're tools that do similar things, but some things better than others. So pick the one you want and we'll get them to you. Again, this is the T-poster, a card shark, and everything else that we offer at Target Forge. Here's a single T-post setup, and I've just got a paper quadrant target set up and some chickens at 24 yards. Stop by our website, check it out, place an order, we'll get it moving to you right away. Again, if I never sold another piece of conduit, it would be a great day, because honestly, cutting conduit and paying to ship it all over the United States, to me is ridiculous. Metal prices are going through the roof, so I'm trying to keep my costs down, and I'm trying to keep your costs down. And not shipping this stuff to you, these heavy bits like the T-posts and the conduit, really helps save you money in the end. So if you want to get some cool Target Forge stuff, by all means, come in and get some, and we'll get it on its way to you. But cutting your own conduit can save you a bunch of money on shipping. Just some good advice. Anyway, let's go back and tear this thing up. It's actually starting to rain here, so I might have to wait for another day. Hey everybody, looks like I'm going to get rained on here. Yeah, funny rain in California. Who knew? But we need it really bad, and hopefully we don't get washed out. It's supposed to rain for the next 7 days. But anyway, this is just some of the hardware that we offer at Target Forge for making your backyard range or your club range a really fun place to shoot. And again, that's all we're about, is having fun with your air gun. So come on out, get some cheap targets and light them up, because we stand by everything we sell. If you break it, let me know. We'll get you a new one in the mail. All right? Thanks a lot, everybody, and join us at Target Forge. It was at that exact moment I realized where in the hell my damn T-post pounder went.